Okay, here's my pieces for the honey super. The 2 shorts for the front and the back, and the 2 longs for the sides. They've been treated with copper naphthenate. I bought it at Lowe's Home Improvement Center. It's the only place I could find it. But that treats the wood so that insects don't invade it. Also, what I'm putting in is these ring shank nails. The problem I was having with the other ones is they're separating because the pre-assembled ones don't use ring shank. Bottom finger of the joint is pulled out, the nail's pulled out a little bit, and there's a gap in there, and it doesn't sit straight on the bottom board anymore. And the same up here. My mentor told me he buys the kits like this, the pieces, and puts them together himself just because of that problem. So let's see what we got to do here. We got the 4 pieces. Now you want to make sure that your flat end of the handle is the same direction on all of them. Okay, so I've got it towards me, so we'll put this together. I also found that if I start at the top and get the top in, which is this side here with the short, because this is where the frames rest on, I have a better chance of not cracking it. The first one I did, I started at the bottom, and when I got the top part in, it cracks. So I already have 1 crack super, but it should be alright. I'll put a extra galvanized nail. And that's right too, those ring shank nails are galvanized for outdoor use. So you just want to tap these in lightly to get them in place. You're going to have to move them around to square them up once we get them all together. But it's important to get these squared up so that they sit on each other well, you know. Some of them just slide right in, and others are so tight that you really got to pound on them to get them in. Now you don't want to pound too hard yet, but once they're all generally in, you can hit them pretty hard to make them nice and tight. Now like I said, I found starting at the top here gives me a better chance of not cracking this. So, another thing you're going to need to put these together is a T-square, or some sort of square. Carpenter square is fine. Like I said before, I do drywall, so I've got drywall tools, and this is a square that I use a lot, so I'm pretty comfortable with it. Okay, so that side's square. You're going to come up to the one that I just squared up. It can be a little tighter. There we go. Get some of my galvanized ring shank nails. And we're going to pop a nail closest to the top. And I'm also going to get the next one. Now I'm making sure that this is flush on both sides. It's very important, especially when you're starting here, to get it started right. Okay, that's good. This one looks tight. Let's see how square this one is. That's looking good. Okay, we can nail that one up too. It's nice and tight. The parts of the joint that you're going to have to wrestle with usually are at the other end when they don't want to go together, you know. Okay, so those 2 are done. This one looks nice in there too. Just put it down on the bottom. I got this upside down. This is the top side down here with the flange. Still nice and small. It can come out a little bit. There we go. Okay, one more corner to get. Like I say, I keep on checking for squareness as I'm going. Else is all that tapping this way and that way can send it out. That's nice and square still. We're in good shape. This one's fitting together easy. I was wrestling with one of the other ones quite a bit more than this. Probably would have been the better one to show you. Now this one's not quite tight. There we go. Okay, so I've done the first 2 nails on the top side on all 4 corners. And I've checked for squareness as I've gone. We'll check one more time for squareness now that I've got all 4 corners done. Be sure she's good and square. Very nice. A little bit off. There we go. Very nice. Good. And good. She's nice and square. But I found that as long as I got that first 2 nails all the way around and it's square, now it's just a matter of getting these things tightened up and keeping them tight all the way up. Okay? And again, I work with 2 holes, one on each side as I go up. Do the next 2 here. Go over to this corner and do these 2. Make sure that she's tight. Okay, I don't know if you saw it before, but what I'm doing is making sure that these are tight on both sides. This one's not quite there. There we go. And I'm working 2 at a time, all the way around. After I've squared up my one end, working right to the top. Making sure all of these finger joints are as flush as possible. There we go. You want a nice tight fit. These things hold a lot of weight. When those frames are full of honey, you know, it weighs 80 pounds. And there's no bottom on these ever. So the only support they have are these joints. I use the ones with the finger joints. They have other ones available, but I think the finger joint is a much stronger for support. The one problem with it is you get that splitting effect that happens, but still that's still a strong box, a strong joint, even though the bottom parts of it have split. I got all my nails in. Flip it over, fill this on top. And there's one put together. And I've been checking it against another one. Bringing a second one over. Seeing how they fit together. Put my corners together, see they fit nice. They're sitting nice on each other. It's beautiful, beautiful supers right there.